Procedure to make turbah, or what is commonly known as Mohr. Bismillahir, Rahmanir, Rahim. This process has been taught to me by my father, Abu Bashir, marhum Muhammad Taqi Ghulam Hussain. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon him and upon my mother. Step 1. Break the mohrs into smaller pieces. Put them in a container. Fill the container with water and let it soak overnight.
The next day, pour the excess water out of the container, making sure not to disturb the settled clay below. Mix the clay well, then add more water and stir the clay thoroughly. Let this mixture sit for several hours. Once the clay has settled, pour out the excess water, mix the clay, add more water, stir, and let sit for a few hours. Repeat this process about 5 times. This will clean the clay of any dirt or other foreign matter. After draining the excess water from the clay for the last time, let it dry. This may take 5 to 7 days. The clay should be dry enough that you are able to handle it. Its consistency should be similar to roti dough. Remove the clay from the container onto a wooden board. If the clay is still sticky, let it dry for another day or 2. Once it has reached the desired firmness and is not sticky, divide the dough into manageable portions. Take each portion and beat it onto the wooden board. This process will remove any extra water and drive out air bubbles. Take small pieces of clay, enough to fill the desired mold. Press the clay firmly into the mold with your fingers, then beat the top of the clay-filled mold with a wooden plank. Strike the mold repeatedly with the plank. This will cause any extra clay to be pushed up. Remove the extra clay with a putty knife. Check the other side of the mold to make sure that it is even. Repeat the procedure until all the extra clay is removed and both sides of the mold are smooth. Dip a butter knife into some water. Using the knife, smooth both sides, top and bottom, of the mohr. Place the molds onto a wooden tray. Let them dry standing up on their edges. In a day or two, the clay would become firm and the turbah will shrink. Remove the mohrs from their molds. Dip your finger in water and run it along the edge of the mohrs to remove any sharp edges. Alternately, you can use sandpaper to remove sharp edges when the mohrs are completely dry.
Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.